Why are you like this?
Why are you blue? There is no your half of the money!
It's time to break down another Breaking Bad episode, and this is an updated version of my original video, including new details based on your comments. I've got 28 details you might not know in Season 2, Episode 4, Down. We're back to the teddy bear flash forward, continuing where we left off in Episode 1. This shot is mirrored for some reason, as the damage is on the opposite side of its face. So the bear is a part of a bunch of evidence, including glasses that look like Walt's. Although they could have easily gotten away with a stunt driver, Aaron's really riding this motorcycle, and it's the only time we see him do this. Although we did see his motorcycle last season. I thought they were redacting part of the name on this odd-looking sign, but it actually looks like that in real life.
No cooking until things settle down.
I need time to mend fences. $600.
Come on, about the rest.
Rest of what?
Hey, half your money's mine.
Just be cool.
No contact. Understood? Oh, I leave first.
I didn't know you were allowed to touch a stove.
Hilarious, Groucho.
The pancakes in the pan go from 2 to 1, then back to 2 while everyone's talking.
Dad's cooking breakfast.
But don't worry, I'm also doing all the dishes.
Walt's plan for making amends is pretty transparent.
There's also orange juice and grapefruit juice. Considering all the polyphenols and the liminoids, can't hurt.
Actually, it can, Walt. You better double check your medication.
There's a fiction writer's seminar at UNM. You know, probably talking about how to get published.
That's a callback to the pilot.
So how goes the novel, short stories?
I was thinking about what you asked me the other night. You know, you were wondering if I had a second cell phone.
And here we go.
What you heard was my cell phone alarm going off.
Walt over-explains things when he lies, and Skyler doesn't buy it.
I've been using it a lot as a medication reminder to remind me to take my medication. Skyler?
Ready?
Yo, for what? Might help.
Jesse Bruce Pinkman.
Here's the reveal of his middle name.
You are hereby given notice to vacate.
You're kicking me out of my own house?
It's your Aunt Ginny's house.
And she gave it to me.
This whole storyline was invented because of the sale and subsequent remodel of Jesse's house in real life, and because of that they shot things out of order this season. The very first thing they shot for Season 2 was Badger outside the house in the previous episode. The upcoming scene in his bedroom was the second thing they shot. After that, they lost access to the house and used a set for the interior for the rest of this season.
A DEA agent came looking for you, Jesse.
I've actually been helping them, which I could get into a lot of trouble for telling you so. You're welcome.
I saw your basement.
Vacate the house in 72 hours. Otherwise, your parents have authorized me to contact the authorities.
Back at the White House, it looks like they used a graduated tobacco filter to fake the sunset here. It ends up only tinting some of the leaves.
I was thinking about going back to those meetings, the cancer support group.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Skyler is still giving Walt the cold shoulder, and it's messing with his head.
Jesse?
Jesse's Aunt Ginny is Vince's Aunt Ginny in real life. Ginny Lambert, as a matter of fact, Skyler's maiden name. She passed away from lung cancer the prior year, and this photoshopped photo that combines them is a tribute to her.
Jesse.
Just then, Jesse's eyes flash toward the camera, and during the next camera angle switch, Jesse's mom's arms go from this position to folded.
Hey! What the hell, yo?
We are putting it in storage. When you decide to grow up, you can have it back.
I've been thinking real seriously about business school.
Even though he's lying, that, along with supposedly going to DeVry, are interesting to contrast with the scene about college in El Camino.
You decided to, I don't know, make your eldest son homeless? Wow! Great family, Mom!
In some takes, she didn't really slap him, but in this one, she did. Although without the sound, it looks awfully gentle.
Why are you like this? Why?
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know, sweetheart. But please, turn your life around.
Typical of the conflicts in this show, both sides seem to have a point, although we don't have the full story.
Yeah, this is gonna help big time with that! Bitch!
Flynn and me gotta get going.
Who's Flynn?
Flynn, he's your,
Flynn?
yeah. So?
You know about this Flynn thing?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with Walter Jr.?
Don't take it personally.
He takes it personally. Vince intended this not to be a rejection from Junior, but rather a natural desire to have your own identity growing up, no matter how much you love your dad.
What's his own identity?
And he has experience with this. He's George Vincent Gilligan Jr., and growing up, people started calling him Vince to distinguish him from his dad.
I made omelets.
Wow, Walt and Jesse are both grasping at straws.
Business school.
I'm going out, but thanks though. Can you get the phone, please?
Where are you going? Can you at least tell me that?
Out. Ooh, should probably get that well.
What?
I need my money.
I just gave you $600.
Yeah, and thanks, Daddy Warbucks.
Daddy Warbucks.
But that was before my housing situation went completely testicular on me.
No.
They got right to kick me out of my house!
This time they didn't add the stock bell sound effect we heard earlier. Jesse's down, Walt's down, Skyler's down, so this is ostensibly the reason for the episode title. Son of a bitch! Jesse tries to crash at his old friend Paul's place for a bit.
Black is the color, but beauty is the game. Black is the color and beauty is the game.
You can see the original music video for Fallacies in a Breaking Bad minisode.
Feel their pain. Fallacies, 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 fallacies.
Vince Gilligan co-wrote this masterpiece of a song. Aaron Paul was going to be in this video, but he had pneumonia, so they came up with the idea that he did everything else for the video. And in the Twat Hammer extra, they came up with more of a backstory.
I would have been in the video if you would have just let me heal from my accident.
Your BMX accident, yeah, we were real worried about you.
Hey, honey, you remember Jesse Pinkman? His house is getting bug bombed, and I said he could crash a few nights.
Paul, could you help me in the bedroom with these?
Jesse's plan is foiled by a disapproving wife.
Man, dude, you're gonna kill me. I totally spaced that the in-laws are crashing this weekend. You got other people to call?
Hey, no, that's cool. I got tons of people, yeah.
Yeah?
Look, I already called Badger, all right? I called everyone. I need a solid here, bro.
You cannot be serious!
Hey, someone took your bike, man. Not cool.
Aaron Paul confirmed this is the same bike lock they used on Crazy 8, so leaving a murder weapon behind is a questionable idea. Jesse's last remaining option is to sleep in the RV that Badger's cousin is still storing. This is a stuntman, and here it's really obvious that this isn't Aaron Paul. This fake barbed wire is shoelace leather spray painted silver. Jesse's now literally down, and again we can see it's not Aaron Paul performing the stunt. And the roof is already in pieces at the start. Instead of the porta potty fall, this scene was originally going to have a German Shepherd guard dog bite Jesse and rip his pant leg as he breaks in, then trap him in the RV. But it was going to cost $25,000 to do that, so they went with something cheaper that ended up being way more memorable. Part of the reason it was so expensive was that they were going to fly the dog and trainer in from California because they couldn't find one in New Mexico that would do what they wanted. Vince wished they made it more obvious, but Jesse only had one shoe after falling. To get him dripping like this, they safety pinned a bunch of plastic bags to him filled with blue liquid and poked a bunch of small holes in them right before filming. Aaron said the blue stuff stained his hands in real life and he could not get it off. You can actually see some of the blue stain around his nails in the next episode. There's the camera operator and production lighting.
Where did Mom go?
Out.
Here's one of the most tragic parts of the series.
Where's breakfast?
Let's go do something. Yes, nice and smooth. Good, just like that. You're doing fine. Much better than last time.
Oh yeah, Lewis has been helping me.
Has he? Good. Good. Okay. Oh, are you using both feet?
Yeah.
No, wait. No, Walt, you can't do that.
I believe this is the only time Walt calls his son just plain Walt.
Stop, Walt.
Except for also right there and a bit later in the scene.
Don't set limits for yourself, Walt. Prepare, Walt, for the brakes. The break.
I'm braking!
Wait, you're using both feet again!
Until Walt gets mad at him and switches to
Flynn?
There's some inconsistencies outside as the camera goes back and forth, such as this scene magically switching to this. All those bags of water are meant to be a fly repellent, but Mythbusters tested it and it either does nothing or it attracts flies.
Smell like shit.
It's a long story.
So I fixed up your felonious rolling laboratory here. Make it a grand count in the toilet, plus the $500 you already owe me, and you're good to drive on out of here to someplace far away, upwind.
He should have said downwind.
I just don't have the money at this particular moment. Clovis, come on.
Something called methylamine?
This time, Jesse knows not to put all his weight on the porta potty.
Holy shit, how much?
I wanted to apologize. I want to make sure that we don't lose contact.
This is very minor, but Walt's hand is clearly in the middle of the pillow, but when the camera switches, it's behind it.
I agree. Is that it?
God, how long are you going to do this? Okay, my right hand to God, I'm not having an affair.
Skyler's purse strap keeps moving back there.
No more of these obvious, desperate breakfasts.
Ouch.
You don't want to lose contact with me, Walt? Then tell me.
Tell you what, Skyler.
You know what I've done for this family?
Now he gets to transfer his anger towards Skyler to Jesse.
What is wrong with you? Why are you blue?
I just need my half of the money and I will go.
There is no your half of the money. There is only my all of it. You are a pathetic junkie. Too stupid to
Oh, the irony of the up signs in an episode called Down. There are no stuntmen here, although Bryan and Aaron are wearing knee pads and some other pads. Walt gives Jesse the money after all, but rather than split that last stack 50-50, he keeps the whole thing for himself.
Want some breakfast?
We briefly see the sky cam again, just like in episode 1. The credits music is Jesse's Fallacies song, matching what he sung earlier. Because this is a redo of an old video, here were the channel members at the time. Next up in the playlist, Breakage.
Someone's here. I think it's your lover.
Wait, you had me like you were... Don't touch anything, no.
Hey.
Hey.
Blueberry muffins, huh? Store-bought.
Where's Mom?
Out. Here, try a muffin. Hey, you know what? I was thinking maybe we should do something today. Go somewhere.
Like where?
Like out.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, eat your muffin.